What if there was a switch inside your body that could make you feel fuller, reduce cravings, stabilize your blood sugar, and help with weight loss? It sounds like science fiction, but that switch is very real, and tapping into it is exactly why medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro have become some of the most talked about drugs on the planet. But with this massive surge in popularity, a new trend has exploded across social media: the hunt for a natural Ozempic. You've probably seen the posts: special foods, exotic supplements, miracle smoothies, even specific spices that promise the same dramatic results. Some people swear they work just as well as the real thing. But is that actually true? Today, we're cutting through the noise. We're separating the science from the social media hype. We're going to uncover what GLP-1 really is, how these powerful medications actually work, and whether any natural alternatives can genuinely influence the same biological pathways to give you similar results. Let's get into it. To understand the hype, we first need to get to the science. We need to understand GLP-1. GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1, and despite the complicated name, its job is elegantly simple. It's a hormone, a chemical messenger that's naturally produced in your intestines after you eat. Think of GLP-1 as your body's own built-in appetite manager. It's part of a sophisticated communication network that keeps your body in balance. When food enters your digestive system, cells in your gut release GLP-1 into your bloodstream. From there, it travels around your body, sending out critical messages. It tells your brain, "Hey, we're getting fuel down here. You can dial down the hunger signals." It tells your stomach, "Slow down a bit. Let's not push this food through too quickly." This delayed stomach emptying is a major reason you feel full for longer. And importantly, it helps the pancreas. It signals it to release insulin when blood sugar is high, helping to keep your glucose levels stable. In short, GLP-1 helps coordinate one of the most fundamental tasks in our biology: knowing when we've had enough to eat. But here's the catch with our natural system. This GLP-1 signal is temporary. The hormone has a very short half-life, meaning it's broken down by the body in just a couple of minutes. It's a brief, helpful pulse after a meal, and then it's gone. Keep that detail in mind because it's the key to everything that comes next. So, how do medications like Ozempic fit into this picture? They don't simply create more willpower or magically melt away fat. Their mechanism is far more clever. They are what's known as GLP-1 receptor agonists. They essentially mimic our natural GLP-1 hormone. These drugs bind to the very same receptors in the brain, stomach, and pancreas that our own GLP-1 does. They activate the exact same biological pathways involved in appetite regulation. This is why many people on these medications experience a profound drop in hunger, feel full much earlier in a meal, and report a dramatic reduction in what they call food noise, that constant nagging chatter in your brain about your next meal or snack. The result for many is significant, often life-changing weight loss. We're talking about clinical trials showing average weight loss of 15% or even more. For some, the constant mental battle with hunger becomes dramatically quieter for the first time in their lives. But here is the most important part: the detail that separates a meal from a medication. These drugs are engineered to be far stronger and much, much longer lasting than our natural GLP-1. Remember how our own GLP-1 lasts for just a few minutes? A dose of a medication like Ozempic lasts for an entire week. It's the difference between a brief text message from your gut after a meal versus a powerful, consistent radio signal broadcasting, "We're full, we're stable," 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This sustained, high-level signaling is what drives such powerful effects. And this brings us to the viral question at the heart of the natural Ozempic trend. Can food naturally increase our GLP-1 levels? The answer is a clear yes. But can food replicate the effects of Ozempic? The answer to that is an equally clear no, not even close. Certain foods and dietary patterns absolutely can stimulate your body's natural GLP-1 response, but they are influencing the system, not hijacking it. Think of it this way. Eating the right foods is like turning up the volume on your home stereo. Taking a GLP-1 medication is like standing right next to the speakers at a rock concert. Both are producing music through the same mechanism, but the power, the intensity, and the duration are in completely different leagues. So, what are these natural strategies that can support your body's own system? Let's look at what the science actually says works. If we were to crown a king of natural GLP-1 stimulation, protein would be a very strong contender. Protein-rich foods are well known to increase satiety more than carbohydrates or fats. When you eat protein, it directly stimulates those specialized cells in your gut to release a cascade of fullness hormones, including GLP-1. We're talking about foods like eggs, Greek yogurt, fish, chicken, lean meats, and legumes like beans and lentils. Prioritizing protein does more than just trigger these hormones. It's also critical for supporting muscle mass, especially during weight loss. This is a vital point because rapid weight loss from any source, including medication, can lead to muscle loss if you're not careful. So a protein-rich diet helps on two fronts. It enhances your natural fullness signals and protects your metabolically active muscle. Next on our list is fiber, and fiber might just be one of the most underrated nutrients in the entire modern diet. It's not just about regularity. The magic of fiber happens deep in your gut with your microbiome. When gut bacteria ferment certain types of soluble fiber, they produce beneficial compounds called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. These SCFAs are like a second wave of messengers. They travel to the cells in your gut lining and signal them to release more GLP-1. This is a key reason why you feel fuller for longer after eating foods packed with fiber, like beans, lentils, vegetables, oats, and seeds. You aren't just feeding yourself, you're feeding the trillions of beneficial bacteria that work in partnership with your body. By feeding your gut, you are supporting its ability to send those powerful satiety signals up to your brain. And surprisingly, one of the most powerful natural tools isn't a food at all. It's movement. Regular exercise does so much more than just burn calories. It fundamentally changes how your body manages energy. It improves insulin sensitivity, which means your body gets better at handling blood sugar. It helps with appetite regulation and influences the very hormones involved in hunger control. Most importantly, when combined with a good diet, strength training is the #1 way to preserve or even build that precious muscle mass during weight loss. Exercise rewires your metabolism for the better, making your body's entire energy management system more efficient. Now, let's talk about the part social media rarely gets right: the supplements. The internet is flooded with products marketed as natural Ozempic. You'll see berberine, apple cider vinegar, various exotic plant extracts, and miracle gummies. But what does the evidence say? For the vast majority of these, the evidence is incredibly limited. Take berberine, often called nature's Ozempic. While some studies suggest it can have modest benefits for blood sugar, there is no credible evidence that it works by activating GLP-1 receptors in the way these medications do. It seems to work through a completely different pathway. Most of these supplements do not come close to producing the effects seen with prescription medications. That doesn't mean every single one is useless for any purpose. It just means our expectations have to match the actual scientific evidence, not the marketing hype. So, what's the big lesson here? What's the truth at the bottom of all this? GLP-1 is real, and this hormone is incredibly important for our metabolic health. And yes, certain habits can naturally support your body's own GLP-1 production and the systems it regulates. Those habits aren't a secret formula or a miracle product. They are the foundations of good health we've known about for decades. Eating a diet rich in protein and fiber, getting regular exercise, and also prioritizing good sleep and managing stress, which both have profound impacts on our hormones. But calling these strategies natural Ozempic oversimplifies what's really happening and sets an unfair expectation. The goal shouldn't be to find a miracle shortcut that replicates a powerful drug. The goal should be to understand your own biology. Because when you start working with your body systems instead of constantly fighting against them, that's when incredible, sustainable things can happen. GLP-1 medications have truly changed the conversation around obesity and metabolic health. But in a way, their greatest lesson has been to shine a powerful spotlight on our own biology. They've taught us just how powerful the body's own systems for regulating hunger and energy systems truly are. The more we understand those systems, the better, more informed decisions we can make for our health every single day. Thanks for listening. For more science-backed health education that helps you understand your body from the inside out, subscribe to Cell Wise Health.